heads, welcome back to Waterbox Live on this Wednesday evening. Today's live Q&A.
Yes.
We're giving away monies. We're also giving away a $2,000 gift card that we drew already.
We're announcing the winner of
Yes.
a $2,000 gift card for the year of the Reef. So we have that going. Open Q&A. So ask us any questions, aquarium related, all of that. So the first Wednesday of every month is all Q&A. That's all we do. We're answering your questions. So start dropping those in so the guys can start grabbing them. And of course, as usual, we're giving away 2 $100 Waterbox gift cards at the end of the stream. And of course, the currency of that is being active in the chat. Ask the questions. The guys don't know you could be a winner. You have to pick your name. You have to be active in the chat.
Yeah, just let us know where you're tuning in from. Tell us about your water box. Ask us about the water box you're looking to buy. Ask us about how to keep your aquarium. It can be anything.
We have someone from Kuwait that was tuning in,
Nice.
so that's pretty cool.
Yeah,
It's 1 a.m. over there.
Jeez.
That is dedication. What y'all got? Come on.
I'm too old to stay up that late. Literally ask us, well, I say anything.
Did he say the hour, or how did you know the hour?
It says, yeah, he said it. I'm not doing time zone math over here. Don't worry about that.
Hang on, my mom's calling me. Literally. Yeah, again, just engage with us in the comments, ask questions, tell us where you're from, make friends in the comments. That's how you win some Waterbox monies.
So back to this giveaway. So anyone who doesn't know, maybe haven't tuned in, haven't followed the YouTube channel, which is bad on you, you should. We have Year of the Reef that's been going on. We are 7 weeks into it, and this is a Year of the Reef. So we're following along with the setup of the Infinity Reef 230.6, from receiving it through setup and maintenance and all of that. There's 26 episodes. So in this, there are multiple giveaways. And the first giveaway for a $2,000 Waterbox gift card has closed. And here's the page where you can enter in for the next one. There's social actions, all these things to get more entries, and all of the episodes. It's a great series to follow along with for education reasons, but also if you're thinking of setting up any aquarium, doesn't matter the size, even though this one's large, it has such great fundamentals from beginning through everything to kind of learn and follow along with. So do check out all of those episodes that we have so far. This Sunday, the next one is dropping. Right?
No. Yeah, not this one, the following.
Next Sunday. My bad.
Yeah. So every 2 weeks, we're dropping a new Year of the Reef. And you guys saw that page there. If you want to find out how to get that, you can find it on the homepage of the website, or you can go to waterboxaquariums.com/YOTR, which is Year of the Reef.
Yep.
So definitely head over there, get signed up for that new giveaway. We'll be pulling that winner in 3 months.
Roughly, yeah.
Yeah.
So there is giveaway every 3 months on
Yeah.
the Year of the Reef. So do check that out. And in the weeks that the Year of the Reef isn't dropping a new video, we do have other recorded content. So if you're not following on our YouTube channel, you're missing out on a lot of great information.
Yeah, and you guys also want to tune into that too, because the tank is looking quite amazing. I keep looking over at it. It's looking really good, so you want to tune in to see how it's progressing. Infinity Reef 230.6?
Yes.
Yes, okay. For some reason, I can't remember if it's a 5 or a 6.
Yeah, and even though it's a large thing, like I said, I mean, the stuff that we discuss and go over and all that in the series is still relative, even if you're setting up the Cube 20. So, an all-in-one 65, it doesn't matter which model it is, the information is still relative. So if you're thinking about getting a saltwater, you're newer to it, or just want to kind of learn and gain more knowledge, it's still a great series to follow along with. You can, win money. Like any of our builds, even previous builds that we have on YouTube, there's a lot of great information to be had in them.
Yes, there is.
Do we want to announce them now, or are we going to announce the winner towards the end?
Let's announce towards the end.
Okay.
Let's keep them in suspense.
Oh, well then.
But I do, again, want to encourage you guys, post your questions below. This is an open Q&A. We do it once a month, first Wednesday of the month. Ask us about your aquariums, or anything really, as long as it's PG.
PG, PG-13, one of those?
Yeah. I mean, if it was my choice, it would be a little bit higher than that.
Waterbox after hours.
Yeah, I'm ready. Yeah. What size water box should I get with my $2,000 gift card? I already know I won.
Oh yeah, someone's been very helpful here. And we've discussed this quite a few times. I think we have slightly different opinions. If I was going to get my first choice, I'm going with an Infinity Reef 150.4.
Right on.
And yours?
The gift card's not quite going to cover that.
Well, no.
But
It'll get you pretty far.
yeah, no, honestly, I
You
would choose the same one.
Okay.
Yeah, the 150.4. I think that's especially for like your first reef tank. If you really want to go as big as you can, that's a great starting point. If you want to be a little bit more budget minded, you go the Marine X 110.4.
That's what I thought you were going to say. That's why I said we usually differ on this.
I like
we
the
always
depth.
say,
I like the depth on the 150. You pay for it, but it's worth it in the long run.
yeah.
Both some of the most popular sizes. Can I custom order a 150 with the Aspen Gray stand?
You can, yeah, just email, instead of going through the custom form on that one, because we can just do it as the cabinet, just email at custom@waterboxaquariums.com and I will get with you and we'll work out some details on that one.
Only if he orders $2,000 worth of sand.
I'll add that to his order.
Yeah,
don't worry about it.
Yeah.
You don't have to ask for it. I'll just give you a lot of sand along with it.
Just bought a 3620 Peninsula on clearance. Comes with a sump, tank, but no plumbing. Is plumbing metric? Bulkhead sizes. Hey, you ask. What? You said ask. Okay. I read that backwards. That's my dyslexia.
It is. So our plumbing and bulkhead holes and all that is for metric plumbing. So you are going to have to kind of source your own according to that and, kind of build it out yourself. So do keep that in mind. You got a great deal on it. It's a great tank, but you're going to have to DIY your own plumbing for that.
Where did you get a Peninsula?
Right on clearance.
Here? Mm-hmm. Wow. Those took a while to get rid of. History buff. My question, I got a box of new Marco Rock. What's the best way to introduce an existing aquarium?
So it kind of depends on what you're planning to do. If you're trying to swap it out for existing rock, like trade in pieces, that's a different story. So, okay, if you're just adding pieces here and there, just don't add a ton at a time. Add a piece or two, kind of adjust it, let it settle in for a couple weeks per piece because it doesn't have any bacteria on it. It doesn't have any dormant bacteria, anything. It is just base rock. And adding too much at one time can throw off the balance in your aquarium. So if you're doing it to just add into it, just kind of place it somewhere off to the side or in your sump is actually a great place to do it. Let it get seated a bit and do that to kind of add the full amount that you want to and then go through and rescape everything all at once. If you're trying to take rock out and swap in with the Marco rock, you can do it like a piece or two at a time, but also same scenario, if you can really just take all the pieces you want to put them into your sump a piece or two at a time, give them a few weeks each, let them establish, get some bacteria on them, use some bacterial supplement just to kind of speed that process up. And then once they've been in there for a while, then do the switch around. It's going to be a lot easier on your system. You're going to have less chance of kind of messing with your biological establishment and causing any kind of spikes or disruption.
What is the most popular size over 100 gallons? Well, the Marine X 110.4 and the Infinity Reef 150.4.
4 foots are the winners.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's one of the most common sizes. You're going to see that most in most of North America and even really somewhat overseas as well.
I think it's harder in houses and any places for you to like designate 5, 6, 7, or 8 foot to an aquarium, especially if you already you're in this house and you have stuff everywhere. It's easier to take 4 foot and kind of clear it out versus going much larger than that. So I think that's why 4 foot always tends to be the most popular size. It always has been. I think it always will be.
Cleveland, Ohio. Looking for I had to add the exclamation point. Looking for a 90 to 100 gallon water box. Which model fits the bill?
It's So Marine X 110, I mean, that's total system volume, so the display is going to be a little bit smaller, but system volume wise, you're at
is
110.
the display close to like what, like 76,
76 or
something
so.
like that?
You know, add your sump in there, you're going to be in that range. But you can also go with like a little bit larger of a frag if you were looking for display volume to be in that much. So it really depends on if you're looking system volume or display volume, and also kind of what length you have available for your space. You know, so kind of depends on some of your specifications that you need.
Yeah, Marvin, I would say definitely, just looking at your question, the Marine X or EX 110.4 is going to be the way to go. And we got an EX version. For the EX model, is the sump removable from the furniture once everything is full of water?
Pretty much any of the cabinets that are aluminum frame above the 2 foot have a middle support brace or two. With those support braces in the front, they do block the sump in. Those support braces are necessary for support of the aquarium when it's full of water. You can't remove that when the aquarium's full of water. It's probably not going to come out very easily because there is a lot of pressure on it. But if you remove it when the aquarium's full of water, it is going to allow your stand to flex. Probably going to hard to get that back in, and it's also going to be not as great of an idea for the aquarium either to not keep that support in there. So we do recommend, if you for some reason have to take your sump out, I don't know why, whatever, drain out as much water in the aquarium as possible to alleviate as much weight. You can put it in trash cans temporarily, whatever the case may be, to not have that much pressure on the cabinet. And also, if you can, I mean, they make jacks that are like meant for tall spaces. Put a jack over there, kind of give it some support in the meantime if you got to take the sump out for any period.
I also, and I don't, we get that question a lot.
We do. I don't know why so many people want to take their sump out.
Yeah.
Don't take your sump out.
Yeah, it's better.
I mean, unless
Have
it's
ever taken a sump out here?
no. I mean, okay, unless your sump is leaking or some disaster happens, leave your sump in there. Just leave it alone.
Yeah.
Like, I've never needed to maintain my sump or cabinet so badly that I had to take a sump out.
The only thing I can think is maybe sometimes people are like, they set the system up. This is the most logical thing I can think of. They set the system up and they're like, I want to do something a bit more custom. But if you're going to do that, just drain the tank.
Yeah, no, if you're like swapping out the sump completely for something different, yeah, take that time, drain the tank out, you know, support that framing of the cabinet, because obviously you're investing into this aquarium anyway. You know, go buy a jack or something. Don't put that pressure on your aquarium, you know, when it's full and has all this water weight in it.
65-gallon all-in-one or something with a dedicated sump?
I always vote a sump if you can. You're going to be able to fit more equipment. It's going to be hidden. You're going to have more water volume. Now, if you're just getting into it and you want something a little bit easier, you know, and some people just don't want that extra plumbing and, you know, dealing with a sump, then all-in-one is kind of in that way. But when you can, a sump, I think, is going to just give you more flexibility. And you never really know what you want to do in the future. And this is going to give you that ability to really do anything when you have a sump.
My fish seem to get sick, and I don't know why. I thought maybe it's because I am running active carbon all the time.
No, running carbon regularly is a common practice. Now, if you're changing out your carbon once a week, it can, you know, cause things like head and lateral line disease and can stress out your corals. But if you're changing it like once a month, every 6 weeks, definitely not causing your fish to get sick. If your fish are getting sick, there is either you know, a continued disease issue in your aquarium that's kind of spreading around that hasn't been dealt with and medicated, or there's water quality issues, there are contaminants, there's toxins, there's something that's causing the fish to get sick that doesn't have to do with carbon. Carbon would have to be so severely overdosed and overused to cause sickness in a fish that I don't think it's generally even possible. And there's still studies that say, you know, overuse of carbon causes head and lateral line disease, but that's even still not like 100% proven, and that still is not sick fish. That's just kind of like a losing of tissue around the head, especially like tangs and stuff like that.
If you guys are enjoying the stream, make sure you guys smash that like button, helps us out. And also make sure you're subscribed because we do this every week. So, and we give away money every week too.
We do.
Hello, I'm doing research to get my 16-year-old his first aquarium, Reef aquarium.
Nice.
He is interested in a water box, but would you recommend under 50 gallons and why?
It really depends on budget and time and all of that. So, not every time can you start with your first aquarium big.
Yeah.
Budget, space, time is not always an option. Now, anytime you start, the bigger you can go within reason and cost and stuff, go for it. Because I'm going to tell you, once you get in this hobby, you're going to start with, say, a 20-gallon. It's not going to be your only tank. Before long, you're probably going to be upgrading. So, a lot of times you can save yourself a lot of steps of upgrading and costs if you just kind of start bigger. But if a 20-gallon or, the all-in-one 35 or something like that is what you can afford and get into and invest in now and know you have time for, go with that. Just know the smaller water volume that you have, you're going to have to be a little bit more consistent with the care just because fluctuations happen more drastically in the smaller water volume that you have. Not that when you have a larger aquarium, you're laughing, you can slack it all, but you have a little bit more leeway. You have more equipment and, stuff that can kind of help with water quality.
Aquatic Polyps is calling me out. He says I'm in the comments again and not paying attention. I do that. That's the problem with having these tablets up here is I like seeing what everyone's saying. And I don't read them afterwards. So if I don't read them now, I don't typically see it unless it comes up on the screen. Thank you, John. Appreciate it. Again, you guys make sure you subscribe to the channel. We're doing open Q&A. Ask questions. Tell us where you're from. Where's everybody from? We got about 80 people in here with us, so would love to know. Spam the comments with where you're from so that my guys back there can't find the questions.
That's so sweet.
Do you make a 24-inch wide all-in-one aquarium?
No, we used to. It's a 45 all-in-one frag. I think it was. It's 24 by 24 by 12.
We have had some requests lately for that. We've had some internal discussions about it as well.
Yeah.
I'm saying too much.
However, we do have a custom division, so we can kind of do anything you're thinking of. Now, okay, the custom...
All-in-one LX. I'm just
Holy
kidding.
crap, an 8-foot all-in-one. Don't do it. Horrible idea.
That just popped in my head, for the first time ever when you were talking about that.
A 400-gallon all-in-one.
No sump.
The back compartment's 17 inches wide. Anyway.
Imagine finding a skimmer for that thing.
Yeah, no, that would be a horrible, bad idea. We do have a custom division. Now, our custom form does have some limitations as far as the minimum length is 36 inches. So we don't generally custom do small aquariums. So if you're looking for a custom 20-gallon with a little bit different dimensions, we won't do that. Now, if you're looking for a 24 cube or something that is still decent size but under the 36 inches, email me at custom@waterboxaquariums.com. And if it's a decent enough size, and you're looking for the full setup and stuff like that, usually we can kind of work around the minimums depending on what it is. So do reach out if it doesn't match what the form allows you to input, and we'll see if we can kind of give you a quote still depending on what you're looking for.
What could I be doing wrong? I've been cycling fishless for over 3 weeks with waterbox bacteria, no ammonia spike yet. 65.4, aragonite sand, waterbox ceramic strings, Marco rock. Was my bacteria bad?
Dude, we talked to you today in customer service. Hopefully you got our response
Well, you
yet.
get your question answered live then.
Yeah, okay. I don't know if you got a response yet, but the amount of food that you're adding is not enough for the size of the aquarium. So you're not spiking your ammonia enough for it to read. The amount that you're feeding, the bacteria that you're adding has already taken care of. You need to add enough food to really cause the ammonia to spike high enough. Imagine you are actually feeding what livestock would be in there. You want to cycle your aquarium hard enough to handle your first round of livestock, or if it's generally 50% to 75% stocked, because you want that much ammonia to be able to process with the bacteria. So, the pinch of food that you're adding every 4 to 5 days is putting so little ammonia in there that it's not enough. So you kind of, for this last 4 weeks, 3 to 4 weeks, it's putting ammonia in there, but such a small amount that bacteria is processing it. It's not doing anything, but it's not enough that you're going to be able to now stock it. So you need to up your food that you're putting in there. Every day or two, you need to put in enough as if you're feeding the tank full of fish. And then you're going to see the ammonia spike. Keep doing the bacteria. Now, with using aragonite and the Marco Rock, no bacteria is in either of those. So you're not bringing any extra in. You'll see, like most of our aquariums, we use a Carib Sea live sand and the life rock that brings a lot of good bacteria in. So your cycle has a little bit longer than it might take whenever you cycle it. I call it cycling hard, because you do want to bring in a good amount of ammonia to build a good amount of bacteria. So that's kind of what we explained in your email to customer support, but you've kind of got to start from the beginning, feed more, make more ammonia. The bacteria is doing its job, you're just not giving it enough food.
Wow. It's pretty impressive.
Well, customer support came to me for help with this one, so I've been working with them on this one
Jess
today.
is all over the place here.
Yeah, I
she
do.
knew exactly who you were. How heavy are your tanks/stands versus typical aquariums and stores?
Tanks, I think, are pretty similar. Rimless might be slightly heavier just because they don't have rims, so the glass is thicker. Our cabinets are pretty lightweight, especially if you're doing the aluminum frame, because you don't have as much wood in it, so they tend to be a little bit more lightweight than like those heavy wooden stands. But I don't even know if there's a lot of heavy wooden stands on the market anymore, so I'm not really sure.
I don't really think so. The water's going to weigh the most.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts of carbon and ozone together?
I don't know.
Have you ever done anything with ozone?
Oh my God, I did, and it has probably been 10 to 12 years. And I really haven't paid much attention to ozone since. But I know when we ran ozone, we did also run carbon. But beyond that, I really can't give you much, because I have not really kept up with much, and I don't hear much about ozone anymore either.
It's a very, very niche kind of thing, I think, in the hobby. Like,
I know
I couldn't even tell you.
I know people run ozone into their skimmer, their output of the ozone into the skimmer. But I really have not paid too much attention to it. It's not something I ever plan to do here or ever direct people to do on their aquariums and in our videos. So now I'm going to go probably do some research just to kind of, I hate saying I don't know. I don't ever like to do
don't know.
that.
I've never used ozone except for like ozone generators for the air.
Yeah.
That you would run like.
We had
Yeah.
ozone on our fish system back in the storeroom, but I mean, that was 10, 12 years ago that we ran it. So I feel like that is no longer relative. So
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm sorry.
Didn't the big aquarium down in Marathon have a big ozone generator? Did you go to that?
Huh?
Never mind.
What?
You didn't go to that.
What?
It was back in 2020, the family reunion. Remember the aquarium down there?
Oh, yeah, I went to the
Did you do
aquarium.
the tour there?
Yeah, I walked through it.
Do you remember it? They had a big ozone generator. Huh? It
Oh,
was-
for the video recording you guys did?
Yeah,
no,
okay,
I
she wasn't
wasn't
there
down
for
there.
it. Yeah, no, they ran ozone. There was a huge ozone generator for a lot of the
Oh,
system.
no, I wasn't there.
Like you open the door and you can smell it.
Oh, nope.
I don't know if those videos are unlisted, but we can look back.
Does the light that come with the Plus version work well for LPS and SPS?
I think he's referring to the all-in 120.
Okay. Yeah, so if we're talking about the all-in-ones, that's the Prime. And technically, yeah, the Prime can work for SPS. And now for that one, technically probably keep it middle to higher. And, in a 20-gallon, unless you're really advanced, I would stick with the easier SPS anyway. Go with, your like Bird's Nest and Monty's and stuff like that. I don't know if I necessarily say go hardcore Acropora. unless you have been in the hobby a while and you really got to dial it in on water chemistry and that small of an aquarium. But the light can handle it. Now, if you're going full SBS from top to bottom, I don't know if I would go necessarily a prime. I'd probably move up to a Radion XR15. But mixed reef, you'd be fine.
This is the same person that wants to get his son the new Reef aquarium, the 16-year-old.
Okay.
Okay.
Nice.
Aquatic Pulp said, "Will you make a drop-down aquarium or drop-down tank?" We can do that custom.
We can.
Don't do it
They're
though.
weird looking.
Yeah. We don't really offer it anymore, but I mean we can.
Yeah.
You gonna read that
Wandered
one?
off.
Yeah. Sorry. I'm in the comments again. 65.4 all-in-one Waterbox socks clog daily. What are options? What other options do I have?
Okay, first off, okay, there are other options if you want, but why is your sock clogging daily? Your sock should not be clogging every single day. Now, if it is, I'm going to list out a few reasons. I'm not saying this is exactly why, but here it comes down to is filter sock is your cleaning method. If it's not being cleaned properly in between uses, then you're not getting all the gunk out, and then it's coming in basically partially dirty, and it's clogging up faster. We do have a video on how to clean your filter socks on YouTube. Cleaning them properly and thoroughly is going to be a big one. If your aquarium has a lot of, say, in the beginning, sand buildup and biofilm and stuff like that, it's going to clog a little bit faster for that kind of stuff, or if you're having algae issues. But the number one issue we find is the socks aren't being cleaned properly, or the sock isn't what's clogging, is that you have the second chamber, either it's filter sponge or some kind of things backing up the flow from the second chamber, which is slowing down the sock chamber and backing up that water. Whereas if you alleviated that backup in the second chamber, usually the filter sponge is pushed way too far on the bottom, or you're kind of layered your filter media and stuff way too dense, that if you clean that out, that the flow is actually going through the filter sock properly, it just doesn't be able to go through at the right rate. So you fix that and everything flows properly. Very few scenarios have I ever found that an aquarium is either dirty enough or there's actually a legitimate reason, if the filter sock is cleaned properly, that it clogs daily. So consider those other two options, because I don't think the filter sock itself is probably the issue. Think about the other ones.
Aquatic Pulp says, "Tell her to get a filter roller."
No. That is your other options.
What about not using a filter sock?
Hmm?
I mean, I know you don't like this answer, but what about not using a filter sock?
You have to put something there. So it needs to either be a filter roller, it needs to be filter media, it needs to be filter floss. It has to be something to catch the dirt. Why, man?
Just throwing it
Like
off.
they already heckle me. You're gonna now start? Yeah.
I'm joining the crowd. I'm in the comments, okay?
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
That's
actually,
cool.
I need to start posting in the comments. I need to put my questions.
You're gonna put your own questions in there.
You want to do the $2,000 gift card winner first?
Yeah.
Yeah. All right.
All right, you guys. Lots of you in here. We're going to give away, we're going to let you guys know who won that $2,000 gift card for the Year of the Reef. The first one, again, there's 4 of these $2,000 gift cards throughout the year. So it's not too late to get entered to win. To do that, head over to waterboxaquariums.com/YOTR. You can also find it on the homepage. So let's,
All right.
we ready?
We're ready.
$2,000. Ready?
Yes.
All right.
Oh yeah. Michael M. from Washington, D.C. Congratulations, Michael, for winning that gift card. That's a big deal. That is a big deal.
Yeah, you definitely want to get in on these gift cards. You can now re-enter for the next one that is open now. So don't sleep on these giveaways we do.
Do not sleep. People,
It's real money.
we do it so frequently too that your chances, are always there to actually win, because we're doing it every week on the live. We're always running things like Year of the Reef. We've got a lot of different events throughout the year, and we give away a ton of money so you guys can get into a water box. So
Yeah. And then just by tuning in here, being active in the comments, getting your questions answered. We do great topics every week. First Wednesday of the month is open Q&A for all of the aquarium related topics. We give $200 away every week just for, you know, the live stream. So
Yeah.
tuning
Sometimes
in.
more.
Yeah.
Sometimes there's a typo.
What?
There's no typo today.
No, I know. I'm kidding.
Was there a typo recently?
When we first started doing it, I was making a joke.
Oh.
All right,
All right.
ready?
Ready?
John Skinner and Oliver Morez. Congratulations, you guys. Email winners@waterboxaquariums.com. Let them know if you're in the U.S. or Canada, and they will get you hooked up with your gift card.
Yep.
There's a lot of people with us today.
Yeah, I know. They want to know who won that $2,000.
Yeah, if you guys haven't already, if you guys enjoyed the stream, please smash that like button. Helps us out a lot. Subscribe to the channel. Make sure you guys follow along with Year of the Reef. And we also drop videos every Sunday. So Jess spends a tremendous amount of time creating educational content for you guys. So make sure you guys go watch those. Again, it's every Sunday. They're really good videos. And
We're here next week.
yeah.
I think we are talking about how to choose what model, how to choose your next water box or first water box, I think. I don't know, either way we're here.
And I should say that Jess and Ivan back here spend a tremendous amount of time, and Keenan as well.
They're
making
behind
these
the
videos,
scenes
right?
guys.
There's a whole
Nobody.
I just stand there.
There's a whole crew of people that here that are making these videos for you guys. So we appreciate when you tune in for them, and
We'll see you
appreciate
next
y'all
week.
tuning in here. Yeah, see you guys next week.
Thank you all for tuning in. Make sure you smash that like button, subscribe to the channel, and hit that notification bell. For more information on Waterbox Aquariums, visit waterboxaquariums.com.
We're live every Wednesday at 6 p.m. Eastern. Make sure to tune in, and we'll see you next week.
You